you guys. Today we're going to talk about how to stop being a loser for the end of 2025 and some tough love truths about self-love and how to transform your life through knowing these things. And so I guess basically I'll start off by saying a lot of people are addicted to their excuses. I would say most people, especially people who are not like succeeding, are addicted to their excuses and they're addicted to their victimhood. And you could be succeeding in some areas of your life, but if you're just constantly blaming everybody else, blaming the world around you for your happiness and for your fulfillment, then you're not truly in your divine empowerment. So the number one thing that's going to help the world stop being like a bunch of little losers, a bunch of babies, is realizing that you are the creator of your reality. You are not a victim of your reality. You are not a victim of the world around you. You are creating through the way you are thinking, through the way you're moving, and the energy you're showing up in. And that's not to discount people's traumas, people's hardships, like that's not the point. But I mean, obviously, hopefully you would know that, especially if you're clicking on this video. But the point is just knowing, like, yeah, maybe things are unfair and they happen and you can feel that for a moment and you can accept it, but not continuing to perpetuate that story of like, this is so unfair, or this is wrong, or this is happening to me. Like, things happen, it's okay to feel emotions, it's okay to like go through things, but what story are you continuing to tell yourself? Because there's a lot of people who, like, something traumatic will happen to them or something really shitty will happen to them, and they use that as an excuse for all of their shitty behavior for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of their life. You know? And like, yeah, that thing did happen, but ultimately it's not your fault it happened, but it's your responsibility to change your life and do something about it if you want to. So that's just the first thing, is taking responsibility for your happiness and your wealth and your health and everything in your life. And the next thing is respectfully, like, if you're not taking care of your health and wealth, your health and wellness and your wealth, like, it's going to be really hard to manifest things. And I'm saying this because I also was at a point, I gained a ton of weight because, and it like wasn't really my fault, but it was like I was on birth control, I was on anxiety medication, all of these things led to me gaining a ton of weight. I was like trying to manifest, trying to like create this world for myself, but I literally was so uncomfortable in my body, in my energy every single day. Like, I was not connected to my highest self, my most empowered self. And it's not about being a certain way. It's not about like being a certain size or anything like that. It's just about valuing yourself and being your most healthy, energized, vibrant self. Because again, like, your energy, the way you show up in the world, reflects out into your experiences and into your reality. And if you want to be more magnetic to success and attractive to success and opportunities and abundance and blessings, then you need to be a more attractive version of yourself. And it's not about being physically smaller, but it's about being someone that is of high value in the way that they're treating themselves. And they value their body, and they value their energy, and they value how they feel, and they're disciplined enough to do something about it. And so honestly, truly, like, if you don't know where to start and you're like, I just like feel like a piece of shit, like, get your fucking ass moving. Like, I mean it. Get your ass moving. You don't have to like jump into some crazy routine. Like, do things that are sustainable, but start walking, start like start eating healthier, start looking up like fitness influencers and things that inspire you and recipes. And honestly, the biggest change for me came from when I started surrounding myself with people who were really passionate about healthy lifestyles. Like, I've always been passionate about it, but I didn't have like a super strong community of people that were also passionate about it. So when I started hanging out with those people, it literally like just became so natural, because those were the conversations we were having. That was the people I was surrounding myself with. So that's another thing, is like, if you're not surrounded by people that make you a better version of yourself, then you need to find those people online. You need to find, like, even watching my videos or whoever's videos online, or whatever it is you want to be, who you like, what you want to do, follow people who are succeeding in that, and that will help change your life and help like shape you into more of who you want to be. Because the quote is very, very true. If you're like the smartest, most successful one in the room, you're in the wrong room. So if you're the only one who's chasing growth, chasing like change and transformation for themselves, like, it's not that you have to cut those people off, but like, you really need to saturate your mind with the conversations and the mindsets of growth and transformation and healing, if that's what you want in your life. And so then the last two like truths about self-love is, number one, you cannot change from a place of self-hate. And so, I mean, you can, but if you do that, you will never truly be happy with where you end up. You'll never be truly happy with the results you have. So like, if you're starving yourself because you're like, I'm so fucking fat, I hate myself, or you're like making yourself do 3 hours of cardio every single day because you're like, I need to lose weight, that is very different energy than if you're like, okay, I am not happy with how I'm feeling, I'm not feeling confident, and I'm really like disgusted and unsatisfied, and I see that and I acknowledge that, and I accept myself for where I am. Excuse me. But I love myself enough to make a change for my life, to do hard things, to go to the gym, to show up for myself, to change my lifestyle, to learn, to challenge myself, because I love myself, because I deserve that confidence, and I deserve those feelings of energy and freedom and peace that come with showing up for myself. So truly, like, love yourself enough to accept where you are, accept who you are and how you feel and how you felt and how you've thought and the way you've done things. Like, don't try to resist it and like avoid it. Just be honest with yourself, which then leads into the last self-love truth, and that is the truth of, just because you love yourself doesn't mean you need to accept the way you are and accept the way things are. Because basically, I always use this analogy, but if there was a little kid, and they got what they want, they would just like eat sugar for breakfast, lunch, dinner. They'd have candy, all of the things, all the junk food. They would watch TV all day. They would do all of these things because they don't know any better, because they just want what is fun and what feels good to them. But if you were a loving parent who cared about the health and well-being of that child, you would say, we're not going to eat like crap all day long, maybe a little treat here and there, and we're not going to sit and watch TV all day long, because that's not good for our brains. Like, you need to get outside, you need to play. And I didn't mean that in the way of like, don't eat junk food and don't scroll all day, but it's true. We need to discipline ourselves the same way we discipline a small child. But my point is, just because you love someone doesn't mean you let them do what they want to do. Doesn't mean you let them stay the way they are. If a kid is like throwing a fit and being an absolute brat, you don't just let that kid go crazy because, I love them though, I love how they are. No, you take the time to sit the kid down and explain, hey, that's not how we do things. Hey, like, you need to be kinder. You need to, like, whatever it is, you lovingly discipline that child because you care about the future of that child. So I think there's something with like this generation of like, we need to love ourselves exactly as we are. And like, that is the first part. You do need to love yourself exactly as you are. But just because you love yourself exactly as you are does not mean that you should just keep being a lazy piece of shit, not taking care of your body, not challenging yourself mentally and towards your goals, and not changing anything. That goes back to like the victim mindset. Like, well, I have all this trauma and all these excuses and all these reasons of why I am the way I am, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it might not be your fault you got to this point. Maybe it is. It probably is to an extent, because, right, like, we do create our realities. But loving yourself doesn't just mean accepting where you are. It means loving yourself enough to change your life so that you can live the life that you deserve and feel the peace that you deserve and feel the abundance and love and success and joy that you truly desire. But that takes discipline, and that takes consistent effort. And it doesn't have to be about forcing and trying. It's just about taking consistent actions in the directions of your dreams and the directions of who you want to be, and consistently showing up as that person and consistently showing up for your future self. Because guess what? Time's gonna pass whether you're on the couch or whether you're at the gym. Time's gonna pass whether you're doom scrolling for 5 hours or you're locking in, you're reading a book, you're challenging yourself, you're learning a skill, you're putting yourself out there. Like, time is going to pass either way. But what you do in the meantime is going to affect your reality. What you think about, what you give your energy to, your focus to, the things you do with your time, the stories you continue to tell yourself is what is going to create your reality. So love yourself enough to create a reality that you love and that makes you feel loved. Yeah, I think that's all. I love you guys. No more loserdom in 2025. Like, this is the final quarter, y'all. Quarter 4. Maybe you're watching this in 2026. I don't know. Either way, it's time to take responsibility for your life, and not in a way of like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. Like, it's exciting. You don't have to stay miserable and pathetic and unhappy. You can if you want to. Listen, it's very easy to stay that way, and I think the majority of people will stay that way unless they're actively seeking growth and change. But that's what you're doing by being here. If you've made it to the end, you're taking the time to invest into yourself and to invest into your growth and your transformation, and surround yourself with someone who's going to challenge you in that way. So I'm proud of you. I love you. And the fact that you're here is, like, honestly all the sign you need that the change that you desire is already yours if you continue down this path of showing up for yourself, showing up for your growth, for your health, for your wellness, and for your highest good and your highest reality. I love you. I believe in you. Thank you guys so much for your support and every subscriber. I can't believe we're almost going to reach 300 subscribers. That's so exciting. Every time you guys like, subscribe, comment, share, watch a video all the way through, watch another video, it helps the algorithm so much. So I'm grateful you're here, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.